research on Black Wall Street. Now, it was other communities that had the same thing going on, but that's the most talked about one. Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. They bombed and burnt down this whole town.
True.
Why? So let's dig deeper. Who the biggest consumers on the planet?
African Americans, minorities are the biggest consumers.
So we the ones spending all the money, right?
Yeah, we are in line at Jordan. We in line buying all sorts of stuff. We buying things even if it's overpriced.
So if we the top consumers, we have all the power in our hand and don't even know it.
But the thing is, the affluent people know it. Why you think?
Oh yeah, the right people. Yeah, we don't know.
Why you think they adapting our culture? They are adapting our culture in so many ways.
Look at cars, man. They come with rims on them now.
That and then think about it. If you buy NBA 2K, you think his brothers in there creating NBA 2K?
No.
But they are.
You going crazy. Stocks going up, money going up, stocks going up, money going up, stocks going up, stocks going up, money going up, money going up, stocks going up, money going up, stocks going up, money going up. Teasing you, gotta go and get it, make the money double way look. I'm Warren Buffett, John Paulson, blockchain got a living house. At the rate I'm going, I done really lost, might have took off and ain't talking now. I'm talking real estate, crypto, Michael Rubin, big bro. Stocks and bonds get you big dough. You ain't gotta sell no dough. You ain't gotta reach your freedom, not at all. Everything legit, bro. Susie tied with the loafers on. Hoover watch different time zone. Getting money with my mind's on. If you bitch your cup, you got your grind on. Stocks going up, money going up.
Welcome to Take Flight Fraternity Podcast. You with your pilot, Quinn, aka Teacher the Trader, and I'm with.
You got Ron down in the building, man. Let's take this journey together.
Man. All right, man. Like last night, me and Ron had a conversation.
Yeah.
And it kind of hit me, and I was trying to figure out what he was trying to say. And I want y'all to lock in and try to see what it is. Before then, I just want y'all to make sure you like and subscribe. Tap in so you can take flight. Don't miss out on no free game because we about to give y'all some fire. So Ron, what was this question you asked me? You break it down to everybody. What was it that you asked me last night?
About the voting?
No, you asked me.
Oh, the minorities.
The minorities.
I asked homie, how did he feel about us being minorities in America? Do you really feel like we are minorities in America, or that's just a saying that's being said and we just holding on to it?
And at a minute, it made me think about it. I was like, man, are we talking about? I even had to ask, we talking about Texas? We talking about where are we? What you mean by minorities? He broke it down like, just in America, are we real minorities? And I said, yeah. And he kind of asked why, and I was like, because he broke it down to me. He said, man, the prison's full of black people, Hispanic people, the such and such, the workforce full of this and that. So he's like thinking like, how are we the minorities? And we everywhere you turn around, you seeing minorities. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So, my thing is like, okay, we can go to South Oak Cliff High School, Kimball, Carter, Vet. You're going to see you a handful of pregnant women already locked in, 10. We went to school with some freshmen. They was out here ready,
man, 8th grade,
pushing them out.
Seems a few females pregnant.
See what I'm saying? So let's go to South Lake Carroll. Let's go way out there and see how many we can catch out there. You're going to be hard pressed to find some.
You are correct. But even if you were to think about, you look at sports, NBA, ain't too many, all you see is minorities in the NBA.
Facts.
NFL, all you see is minorities in the NFL. So if you're thinking about maybe just the things that we see every day, but I think we are the minorities. And I even told we transitioned all the way to voting, okay? And I was like, well, we minorities. We don't vote. We don't have a say-so. Maybe that's why we minorities, because a lot of minorities don't vote. And then you told me that what? You said you ain't never voted before.
Never. Never voted, man.
Why? Why you ain't never voted?
Man. I'm not sure I should really be speaking on it like, shoot. But, my thing, I know what matters. Like, to me, knowing the background and all that, doing research on that, I feel like, why am I voting for another master type thing? Like, that's how deep I go off in it. Like, why am I voting for another master? All of them, at the end of the day, someone might come through and lighten the load, but it's not all the way where it should be.
Okay.
So therefore, I just take our interests out and just be like, I don't care who y'all put off in there. I'm gonna do me at the end of the day.
But the person we select, not just that president, not that just governor, it's a pipeline. It's a pipeline. It's the mayor, city council, it's the school board members. It's all this.
Yeah.
But we as minorities have the first one to have opinion, but the last one to come in and put our voice out there by voting to select the person we want. Because the thing is, there are black people who running for mayor. There's black people running for governor. There's black people running for all these people, and they might be have enough background to win. But the thing is, we are not literate in the political game, and us not being literate in the political game trickles to not being literate financially. Because each person that we can vote for, all of them have they all have let's say a thing that thing they're pushing out, right?
Yeah.
Like Biden.
Yeah.
Green energy. He want to go green energy. Let's go away from gas, green energy. But the thing is, if you don't know about this, you didn't know what's about to move around. What's next? Because Biden said, well, man, we're going to electric cars by 2035.
Yeah. Well, and then I'm going to go back to mine. You know what my vote go to? My vote go to, let's go start our own thing. We got these stock market shirts on, right?
Yes.
Let's take it back to Black Wall Street and do it bigger. Let's vote on that. Let's vote on something that's going to make some sense in our community all together. So it's like, that's what I'm on. Like, it don't matter about this U.S. government is already what it is and already what it's going to be. So let's start our own thing again in our own communities and build it up from there. And then go for us like with buying land and all that. Like, it's a process, and we have enough minority millionaires to get this thing going.
And like they say, there's power in numbers, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, how many people can we get to follow that? Like, all right, let's just say right now, we have this podcast. Let's just say, for instance, we have 1,000 people watching this podcast. How many people we sit here and say, hey, let's go at this. Let's do this. This is right for us as a minority, as a community.
Yeah.
Let's go towards this. How many of them going to follow it? They may listen to it. They may engage in it. Maybe even talk about it. But how many going to take a step forward and make that happen, or take a chance to make that happen? Because I feel like it's, first of all, it's risk. Then they're going to be like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Even if they care, they're not going to find the time. The time going to go by. And if we're voting, let's just say, even if it's, let's say, hey, Quinn running for mayor of Dallas. I'm going to make this move and this move. Even if y'all go vote, it'll take 2 minutes to step into a library, to a church, to rec center to go vote for me. But they probably won't even go do that.
Well, this is what I would say. We have a lot of people in the community that everybody look up to as some type of leader. For whatever reason they may look up to them, they look up to them as a leader.
Facts,
they have a voice, right?
Facts.
So if whoever want to go out and do the research on Black Wall Street, now it was other communities that had the same thing going on, but that's the most talked about one. Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. They bombed and burnt down this whole town.
True.
Why? So let's dig deeper. Mm-hmm. Who the biggest consumers on the planet?
African Americans, minorities are the biggest consumers.
So we're the ones spending all the money, right?
Yeah, we are in line at Jordan. We in line buying all sorts of stuff. We buying things even if it's overpriced.
So if we the top consumers, we have all the power in our hand and don't even know it.
But the thing is, the affluent people know it. Why you think?
Oh yeah, the right people. Yeah,
why
we don't know.
Why you think they adapting our culture? They are adapting our culture in so many ways.
Look at cars, man. They come with rims on them now.
That, and then think about it. If you buy NBA 2K, you think his brothers in there creating NBA 2K?
No,
but they are making it appealing to the minorities who playing the game.
Facts.
They make them. You can dress up your player with all sorts of stuff because they know that's what you want to see. Oh, my player is cold. He look nice. He's sweet.
Yeah.
It's not no brother sitting there coming up with that stuff.
No. You know, it might be some that we ain't heard about, but yeah, for sure.
But they adapting our culture because they know we are the biggest consumers.
We're the key.
And the thing is, where the biggest money coming into, we don't even have a dollar in the game. Because if you think about this, right? If we saying we're not voting, we don't care about the government. We don't know, like the government damn near give you the playbook on how to make money. They give you the playbook. When Biden say, hey, I'm going green energy electric, I'm going away from gasoline. If you already know about the Paris Accord, you already know about oil, you know about gas, and you know about he's about to cut pipelines, that means eventually gas prices are going to go up because right now we're fading away from it, but they need us more than we need them, so it's supply and demand. We have a demand for gas. They have supply, and we about to cut that off.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like, let's go and raise the prices. They're going to find any reason to raise the prices because we're going to go to electric vehicles.
Yeah.
The president just said it. So if you already know what it is, you can already make a move to Tesla. You see why Tesla grows so fast, rapidly. Tesla went from $400 stock to $2,500 stock in less than 2 years. Right. And you think that was just because he got a nice looking car? They look ugly to me. But they have the technology in it, and they're going towards what the government wants, right? If you know the government is going green, think about every car you see the president or government people in, what type of car is it? What brand is it? What you see the president hop out of?
So I know some SUVs. I ain't never paid attention to
Tahoe, Yukon. They hopping out Suburbans. They are made by who? Chevy GM.
Yeah.
So if the president said we're gonna go green, and I'm gonna give incentives to every company to go green,
everybody gonna go to a fuel efficient plant. Yeah.
Think about it now. Is he gonna hop out of a Tahoe that's not green?
Nah.
What are the police riding in?
They riding Dodges,
Challengers, Chargers, Tahoes, right? You see the Tahoe sitting there, and think about it. The government providing funding for this. So if you're knowing the government, the president hopping out of a Tahoe, my police is hopping out of a Tahoe. They driving Chargers and stuff. Okay, that means General Motors is about to get an incentive
for sure
from the government because they have to make all these cars that are already out green, and they already have somebody to buy it. They have somebody that's going to pay the ticket before they even drop the product. And if you knew this by just knowing what Biden is saying, if you're a voter and you just paying attention, like if he win, I'm going to go look at GM because GM money about to roll. So if you jumping into the stock market, you'd be like, all right, I'm going to buy stock in General Motors because General Motors is about to they already have a product and consumer that's going to buy automatically. And what we say last time, them government checks are automatic.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's financial literacy. So if we're saying we're not going to vote, we don't care about what they're saying, we don't care about, they're giving us the playbook. Because, all right, let's talk about that trade that you made about a year ago on Tilray. Tell them what Tilray is, how much you paid for it, how it went.
Well, I had two. I had Tilray and I had another company that they merged with during that. So Tilray is a cannabis stock. And at the time, I was just freshly getting off into the stock market stuff. And at the time, that's when a lot of cannabis stock was popping at the time because that's when everybody was trying to go legalize marijuana in all these different states. It was a race to who gonna, all have legal weed.
Do you know what party wants legalized weed? What political party wants legalized weed?
Democrats or
Democrats. Democrats. So think about these states that went fully Democratic, and now they have the power, and now you tapped into Tilray. You didn't know it. You just tapped into it. It's pop culture. Oh, man, weed getting legalized. I know everybody smoking that. I know it. Denver popular, right? But the thing is, if you already know these states are Democratic, Democrats are for legalizing marijuana. Because right now we have, the Democrats have the power in the House and the Senate and the president. So that means if they want weed legalized, they just passed a bill to decriminalize weed through the House. Now it's going to the Senate, and then the president just got to approve it, right? So if you already know this, like you said, if you tapped into it and you understand what's going on, tell them how much you made on that.
Well, the two cost me roughly $600, right? And I only had it for like a month. And it rose all the way up to about $7,700 off of $600.
So you got 1,500% return on investment, and this is without you even being understanding what's going on in the government. And like I said, the government is giving you the playbook on some plays to make money. So if you tapped into that, you invest into it, and you was listening at that time, it ran up because a lot of people knew that Biden had the power to take over the presidency. And when he did, it helped all those cannabis companies run up. Off of, because the stock markets ran off emotions. It's emotional. People got excited. They knew money's coming, and the emotions came for them, and people invested into cannabis companies, which caused those companies to run up, and you benefited 1,500%, right? The thing is, a lot of people, if they were to know this, and I know some people did, they know this. Even when I talk about GM, that's free money just because you listen to what the government is saying. Just because you watch the presidential debate, if you're seeing what your local government doing, you see what other states doing, and they telling you the blueprint and the playbook of what their plans is. And their plans lead to dollars and cents.
For sure.
So even if we don't want to vote, we think our vote don't matter. Which I do think it does. If we're gonna be financially literate, we got to understand what the government playbook is. That way, we can make moves off of that.
Well, I can still know that government playbook without voting, though, right?
You can, but the thing is, now if we ain't gonna vote, we don't need to complain about what's going on.
It ain't no point of complaining. I mean, we've been complaining for the last 400, 500 years, however long slavery was ago. We've been complaining then. So, I mean, we can go deep off into that voting situation too. You know how often that has to be renewed for African Americans to be able to vote?
What?
We're gonna touch bases on that on another one.
Okay.
We're gonna touch bases on it because that's a whole other subject going deep off in it, but it has to be renewed so many years. But I don't want to go all the way down that path. But for sure, like I say, voting it's to each his own. To me, it's to each his own. If that's what you into, I'm more focused on the upbuilding of the community first, and then spreading it on that. So I guess if we want to say voting on your local judges, because that's who sent us in such and such to prison.
And if anybody watched that Meek Mill documentary, you already know how a judge can mess over a minority if they don't have. And it's just the thing is, how many people, even just they probably vote for a judge. We probably don't even know who the judges is unless we in trouble with the law, right?
That's all the time you know who the judge is.
And all we can do is complain about what the judge is not doing and how they ain't helping.
So we need to vote on superintendents, the judges, the officials. I mean, even the police chief and all that. Like, we feel like this one here ain't handling this business. Well, we need to go look and see who else got a good background and come from that same upbringing that we come from, where they more understanding about the situation that we in and how we got to where we at today. And they'll show more compassion than somebody else that's like, man, such happened to me and my kids or my mama as a child, so I grew up hating everything that these type of folks stand for.
And that's that trauma. It goes back to trauma. It is the trauma of something happened to somebody when they was younger. It stays within them, and then is animosity. But the thing is, We got to know how to get through adversity. We got to know how to open up our eyes and ears and not just hear hearsay. Look at black and white. Like, we need to educate ourselves. Literally. Like, if we say something on this podcast, right, and it resonate with somebody, and they're like, man, on Take Flight Fraternity, they gave this great game on this, we gave out some great knowledge on this. Still go do your homework. Don't just, that's what a lot of people hear, that hearsay and myth and, oh man, this and that, and there's no logic behind it. It's just like right now, so many people have an opportunity. Like, we have an opportunity to impact the culture, impact the community, impact different things by us being available on a podcast, on YouTube, being available on social media. And a lot of people have different words, but all you have to do is say something that's going to relate to the majority that may already think in the back of their head. You ignite it. Now they like, oh man, the government is corrupt, everybody Illuminati, this and this and that. And I'll be sitting there like, like, man, I'll be like,
well, see, I ain't deep on. I mean, I ain't with the.
But y'all, you can't tell me you ain't seen heard or seen these deep folks.
Yeah, they deep. Some of them got reasons to be deep, but at the same time, like you talked about power on that last episode. Hey man, we see what politics do. You grease my hand, I'm gonna grease yours.
Yeah.
So it don't even matter about the voting at the end of the day on that, because hey, it's our. That's why I told you when we had this conversation. They already know who they gonna put, where they gonna put them at.
But the thing is, we get to select the people who get to put them there. It starts from the bottom. The bottom people get to select some people, because the bottom is more people at the bottom, and it kind of like a pyramid, right? Because the president at the top is one president, but there's multiple, senators. There's, it's one governor, but there's people that get to decide them and things like that. But the thing is, if we don't start with our local community voting on the local things of the people who has that, what we say, scratch your back, scratch my back people. Yeah. We allowing these corrupted people at the bottom speak on our behalf, because let's say every community has a district, and that district get to speak on their behalf. Yeah. So we're not voting for that person to speak on our behalf. And when you riding down Highland Hills and the roads messed up, and because he'll allow somebody to scratch his back and say, hey, we're gonna give some of our funding towards what's close to Highland Hill with South Dallas, because they want to gentrify it. Yeah. We're gonna give a little bit of money to South Dallas to gentrify it so they can build that little freeway. And then on the back end, he get a little kickback because he's gonna say, "Hey man, whenever you ready to level up, I got your back, right?" But we ain't decide to vote for our local people that's gonna speak on our behalf, and then they supposed to level up, speak on somebody, and it's levels to it. Yeah. And the thing is, we got to start voting at the local level, to the state level, to the national level, and at least try to have a voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless if you believe about it or not, it takes 2 minutes to vote. Yeah. If you go to the early election stuff, it's literally 2 minutes. There's nobody gonna be there. Go in, vote, 2 minutes, get out of there.
Mm. Yeah. To kind of deviate from that a little bit, back to the stocks. That's the same way, man, about having a voice. Once you own one share of any kind of company, you are part owner of that company.
Facts. You get voting rights.
Yeah, you are part owner of that company. So, to go up deeper, if you want to sit down at that board meeting, that committee meeting, all that, we can actually put together a group, and everybody put in what they're going to put in, and make one person responsible for going to go sit down at these board meetings and saying, we don't like the way this is going, we don't like the way that's going, and try to curve that a different direction or whatever. So it's a way of taking over the game, just going along with that people don't know about. But yeah, like, for those that don't know, once you own one share of any kind of stock, you are a part owner of that company. Now you own a piece of Walmart, Nike, Foot Locker, Champs, whoever you got something with, you are a part owner of that company now.
And that's big, because you get to sit in on what Walmart plans is for the next 4 months, 6 months, next couple of years. They have to say what is their upcoming plans for the next quarter, for the upcoming year. How they plan on making money. So if you know something about the drop, they may say it in that meeting. Hey, we're intending to release new intellectual property. Okay, so I mean they plan to drop something, some type of new app, some type of new device, something.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you already got knowledge of it because you part owner. You sitting down knowing. A lot of us are not part owners. We are just consumers. We don't want to own a company. We just want to consume that company.
Yeah.
If you have an Apple phone, an iWatch, AirPods, there is not one reason in the world why you shouldn't own no Apple stock.
Right.
If you have all those and you don't have Apple stock, today open you up a brokerage, buy a part of Apple stock, piece of Apple stock, something. If you ordering stuff off of Amazon Prime and you have a Prime membership, you should have some type of Amazon stocks. It's simple. It's simple. That's if you're not even into the stock market, you ain't investing yet. If it's something that you're adamant about, use on a regular basis, you should go ahead and invest into those stocks.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with the Jordan, with the Jordan fans. They got the Jordan fans spending $200, $300, $400 on Jordans. Right now, Nike is trading at $133 a share.
And I don't know how much a pair of Jordans is, but I'm pretty sure that the price of Jordans costs more than one share of Nike, which is mind blowing. You go blow more than Nike costs on the shoes,
Right.
and you can be part owner. You can buy in for less than that. And the thing is financial literacy. You go line up. It'll take you about 5 minutes to go buy some Nike stock.
Yeah.
And then now everybody who buying Jordans, they putting money in your pocket.
Yeah.
And if you teach that to your kids, it'll continue to trickle down
Yeah.
over and over. I think they said it was a thing. I don't know the exact number, but they said in the last 15 years, if you were to buy most Apple products on a consistent basis,
Yeah.
and you spent that same amount of money buying Apple stocks, it would have made you 1,000% return on investment, basically.
Man.
And this is the thing: we are buying Apple phones. They cost $500, $800, $1,000 a phone.
Over $1,000.
We buying AirPods, $100. We buying all these things. Think about it. Right now, Apple stock is probably about $150, $60 a share, somewhere around there. And we will go spend $125 for some AirPods, but not on Apple stock.
Right.
And that's financial literacy. And that's the thing that we have to continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to build on week by week, step by step. And that's why we're here to help those, who want to know this game.
And it ain't nothing wrong with wanting nice stuff, because I'm going to get my Air Force Ones, man. Hey, I'm going to get the Forces. I got the iPhone. It ain't what it's all made up to be. I don't get it. I got my kids want to upgrade the iPhone and all this mess. And I'm
Okay,
like,
check this out. Have you told your kids, before I buy you any other Apple product, I'm going to buy you some Apple stock?
Have I told them before I bought them in there? Well, we just had this
Or you give them the game like, hey, look, how many of your friends got Apple? And you let them answer that question. How many people you see with AirPods? You let them answer that question. Be like, what if I tell you I can make you part owner of Apple? Next time a phone come out, if a phone costs $1,000, I'm gonna put $1,000 into Apple, and because all you're doing is paying it week by week, month by month. So you don't have to tell them you're gonna drop it by week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put $1,000 into Apple for you.
Yeah.
Instead of we're gonna skip out on that next upgrade, we're gonna skip out on them next AirPods.
Yeah.
If you lose them, instead of me buying you AirPods, I'm gonna buy this stock before I buy you some more AirPods.
Yeah.
What if you told her how would that go?
Well, she 10, so I'm not sure. I'm trying to give her the game. So we kind of had this conversation earlier before I made it her. Like, I'm doing a reverse psychology on it. This is what I want you to do. I want you to start selling your candy and your snacks at school to see how long it's going to take you to make that money for that iPhone. And once you get up to where you got enough money for that iPhone, then ask yourself, is it worth it? Because so now you put in the work to go buy this $1,000 phone that you want. Instead of me just coming out my $1,000 where it's just easy for you. You don't care.
Oh, yeah. If it ain't your money, you don't care.
You didn't care. You didn't care. But if you got to sell these honey buns and chips and argue with folk about, it's stale this week. Or, you got to argue with these folk about that stuff.
So are you going to finesse that to, do you want to buy this iPhone or do you want to own part of Apple?
Nah, you gave me an idea of that. So I'm going to do that. And it's way cheaper. Like you just said, the pair of Jordans is higher than the stock of Nike. The iPhone is higher than the stock of Apple. All that is crazy. But over time, that iPhone gonna depreciate. That pair of Jordans ain't worth nothing once you put them on and go running around in them. That stock can turn from 100 to something, 160, what I know it is,
Facts.
a share, to 1,000 years later on. So which one is the smarter buy? But at the same time, we still talking about kids. So it's a wrestle with them trying to make them understand.
Man. We gotta understand that kids are nowadays is intelligent, man. They know what's going on in the world. Like, think about it. You just told me your daughter is 10 years old. She has a cell phone. I know I ain't have no cell phone at 10 years old.
No, I didn't.
Exactly. So that means the access she has to learn, or the access she has to understand what's going on in the world, is more advanced than me and you was at 10 years old.
Facts.
So if you already giving her this game about making money, now we talk about how do we utilize this money. How, like, telling her, like, hey, do you, like, the same way you sold candy, now we slanging iPhones. We spend our money slinging iPhones now. Like, we using this money to buy Apple, and Apple's gonna sell this iPhone for us. Like, that's how you break it down. Like, they're gonna do all the work. Let's use this money. They're gonna do the work, and then on the back end, we're gonna get this phone on the back end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, man, you know, we got to come to an end now. Dang, we just finna go deep on some stuff, man. But, man, we got to put pause on it for a second and get back to y'all again next week on some more bigger and better news.
Bigger and better news. We plan to try to have us a guest next time. You know what I'm saying? That a guest that'll help y'all tap in some type of entrepreneurship. So we wait for this guest. You know what I'm saying? So next time, make sure you subscribe, follow. You know what I'm saying? Be ready for this next episode. It's gonna be good. We're gonna get bigger and better every time. You know what I'm saying? We stock market trapping, but we also teaching financial literacy. So make sure y'all tap in. Let's take flight.
For sure.